In the usual future facing outward.
We are all primitive tools of the Jiva is the Atma. And Atma another is staying in between
সলিলা আহরণে গিয়া বুঝিব যুগলরা প্রেম মুগ্ধ হয়ে পাগলিনী প্রায় গাইব রাধার যমুনা শালিলে আহরণে গিয়া বুঝিব যুগলরা প্রেম মুগ্ধ হয়ে পাগলিনী প্রায় গাইব রাধার গাইব রাধার গাইব রাধার বুঝিব যুগলরা গাইবা রাধার গাইবা রাধার বুঝিব যুগলরা দেখিতে দেখিতে বলিব বাক্যে নিজ স্থূল পরিচয় নয়নে হেরিব ব্রজপুর শোভা নিজ চিরানন্দময় দেখিতে বলিব বাক্যে নিজ স্থূল পরিচয় নয়নে হেরিব ব্রজপুর শোভা নিজ চিরানন্দময় নিজ চিরানন্দময় নিজ চিরানন্দময় নিজ স্থূল পরিচয় চিরানন্দময় নিজ চিরানন্দময় নিজ স্থূল পরিচয় জয় রাধে জয় কৃষ্ণ জয় রাধে জয় কৃষ্ণ জয় রাধে জয় কৃষ্ণ জয় রাধে জয় কৃষ্ণ জয় কৃষ্ণ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. By the mercy, causeless mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, and following in their anugatya on our final day of Sri Brajmandala Parikrama, we have come to Javat. And this very, very special place for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas is the very place where Srimati Radharani had her marriage in Javat. And this is the place where she lived with her in-laws, and so many beautiful, sweet pastimes have taken place here at this very gaon, this very little village. So for today's presentation, Srimati Shamarani Didi has prepared a very nice presentation of all the leelas mentioned by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, which she has, of course, depicted so beautifully with her paintings, and part of her presentation will be to show these paintings and to also tell these leelas, these beautiful pastimes. So I'm requesting Srimati Shamarani Didi to tell all this beautiful Harikatha.
Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astodhara Sri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Om Vishnupad Astotara Satasri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, to all of our disciplic succession and all the assembled devotees. As mentioned by Sripad Padmanabha Maharaj, we've come to this divine place called Yavat Gram, which is the goal of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya's Sadhan Bhakti, as we see in the song that we just sang, written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When will I forget this material body? And when will I see the beauty and all-cognizant nature of Braj? When will I take my birth in the land of King Vrishabhanu? And when will I have my marriage in Yavat? When will my only disposition or only self-conception be that of a maidservant of Srimati Radhika? When, by the mercy of Srimati Radhika, will I receive my actual body, spiritual body, my spiritual name, my spiritual dress, and by her mercy, when will I be initiated into the science of understanding my relationship with Krishna? What is that relationship? Whenever Krishna wants me to tell him where Radharani just hid, I'll tell him the opposite way. So he'll run there and become completely immersed in anxiety and beg me with tears in his eyes where she really went. Or, assisting Srimati Radhika in picking flowers, Krishna may grab my hand to stop me, and I'll go hide behind Srimati Radhika, hold on to her dress, and say, "Save me, Swamini, save me, save me." And then she'll chastise Krishna for trying to do anything to touch me. So this is, as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, entering into the science of Krishna consciousness and my relationship with Sri Krishna. As Srila Gurudev writes in his Braj Mandala Parikrama, this is the place of Srimati Radhika's in-laws, Jyotila, her mother-in-law, her sister-in-law Kutila, and her supposed husband, so-called husband, Abhimanyu. On the order of Purnamasa Yogamaya, Vrishabhanu Maharaj gave his beautiful daughter, Srimati Radhika, to Abhimanyu in marriage. But, under the influence of Yogamaya, he wasn't even able to touch her shadow. He was always kept very busily engaged in taking care of the cows, going to Mathura to purchase cows, and he was always very ashamed to be near her. And although he would abuse her sometimes if he thought that she was with Krishna. And Kutila and Jyotila were always engaged in their household affairs. So this gave the Sakis an opportunity to arrange so many secret meetings of Shri Radha and Krishna. Braj Mandala Parikrama book describes that Srimati Radhika is the Hladini Shakti, the intrinsic, complete power or energy of Sri Krishna, as the sun and its power to burn, as the light and fire are inseparable, as water and its wetness are inseparable. Similarly, Shri Krishna and Radha, his power, his supreme energy, are inseparable. They're one soul who've come into two bodies in order to enjoy their pastimes. And Abhimanyu is compared by Srila Gurudev with Ravana, who, although apparently kidnapped Sita, only kidnapped the shadow of Sita. He was never able to touch the real Sita, and this is compared with the relationship of Srimati Radhika and Abhimanyu. There are two very beautiful pastimes that I'll try to relate along with picture. This is the picture done under Srila Gurudev's guidance, detail for detail, of Prem Samput, or the love locket. Srimati Radhika herself is Prem Samput, the container or treasure chest of love. And this pastime took place in Yavat. Her in-laws were out of station one morning, very early in the morning, as you can see. And Sri Krishna, disguised as a demigoddess from heaven, came as a very beautiful demigoddess wearing pink. And his body covered with his beautiful sari, he came very slowly walking into the courtyard in Yavat. Radharani immediately sent Lalita and Vishaka to find out who she is and what is the reason that she came. Radharani and her Sakis were instantly overwhelmed with this demigoddess's beauty. So Lalita and Vishaka went over to find out who she is, but she didn't say a word. This demigoddess didn't say a word, simply covered her head. So then Radharani thought, I should go over myself and find out. So she got up, walked over and asked Krishna, who are you? I've never seen one so dazzling. In fact, now my courtyard in Yavat looks like brilliant, brilliant sapphires, millions of sapphires, because of your luster. Please tell me who you are and what is the purpose of your coming here. But that so-called demigoddess didn't say a word. So the Sakis gave them a seat together, and Radharani kept inquiring, you look so sad. What is the problem? Do you have some disease? Or maybe you're married to someone who just abuses you and tortures you and doesn't like you. Or maybe you're married to someone, but you actually have another lover, and this is leaving you in perplexity. The lover that you want is unattainable, and the man that you're married to is unpalatable. Or maybe your husband has another lover and she's abusing you. Or maybe you committed some offense. Or maybe your husband committed some offense. So asking and asking, still there's no answer. Then Radharani said, well, maybe you have some disease. I know. I have some oil, Narayan oil, that was given to me by my father, Vrishabhanu Maharaj. Oh Lalite, oh Vishake, go and get that oil. And I'm going to personally put this oil on your head, and that will immediately relieve you of all distress and all sadness and any ailment that you might have. And if it doesn't, then I have a special other medicine. You can consider this oil not as oil, but as the love of my own father. And I'm going to personally take care of you. Still no answer. Then finally, after inquiring and inquiring, now this so-called demigoddess replies, actually, Radhika, I have some doubt in my heart. And you're the only one who can destroy this doubt. I'm a damsel from Swarga, from heaven. And up in heaven, we heard this flute playing. And we didn't know where that flute playing came from. But by hearing that flute sound, all the demigoddesses, even sitting in the laps of their husbands, fainted and no longer wanted to be with their husbands. They only wanted to pursue where is the source of this sound. I myself became so curious that I left heaven and I came to this earth and I traced that sound all the way to Bamsibad. And I personally sat on that Bamsibad tree. And I saw that as Krishna played his flute, you and all the other gopis assembled, and Krishna began his Rasa Leela. And then I saw with my own eyes. That's how I got to know you. That's how I got to know Vishaka and Lalita and all your gopi friends. Then I saw how you left the Rasa dance in Man, and Krishna left after you. And then the whole Rasa dance stopped. Everyone was left standing there, bewildered. I saw how Krishna came to you and decorated you in Shringar Ghat. And then I saw how you told Krishna, oh Krishna, I'm so tired. If you want me to go anywhere with you, you'll have to carry me. And then Krishna appeared to start taking you on his shoulder, and what happened? He left you. So he was with you just for a moment, and that cheater left. So therefore, I'm noticing that nobody has your beauty and your qualities and your pure love. But I'm wondering, how is it that you're giving that pure, spotless love, that selfless love, to that debauchee Krishna? He's supposed to meet with you sometimes, but I've seen with my own eyes how he's supposed to meet with you, but he ends up going and meeting with another gopi and leaves you weeping, and then comes to you late. Just like Nila Lohit Rudra. Sometimes with a little black spot, sometimes with a little red spots, to make a purple Rudra. Means he has the marks of different gopis on his body, and he comes to you as though he's innocent. So I don't understand why you love him. This is my doubt. I think you should give him up. I've seen so much suffering in this world, but none of it's bothered me. But when I see your suffering, that's millions of times greater than any great suffering in this world, I can't tolerate it. On one hand, I can't bear to leave you. That's why I've come here. But on the other hand, I can't tolerate your suffering. So this is my great doubt. So Radharani tells this demigoddess disguised Krishna that there's something about you that is like Krishna in the sense that you have such an attractive power over me that I become just enamored by you. Actually, I should reject you because you're criticizing my Krishna. But somehow or other you have an attractive power over me that I can't leave you. And because of this attractive power that you have over me, I'm going to tell you something that I cannot tell anyone else. I'm going to tell you about my love locket, about the treasure chest of my love, so you can see what is its nature. No one can understand the nature of love, the nature of prema, unless you possess it. I can see you don't understand a thing about love. This love, called Sva Samveda Dasya, can only be understood by somebody who has it. It cannot be understood by mouth. It cannot be understood by eyes. It could only be understood by experience. Therefore, I request you to become my Saki and live with me forever in Vrindavan. Don't go back to heaven, but always stay with me, and gradually I'll train you in the art of prema. So this demigoddess disguised Krishna said, "Oh, you don't understand me at all. I didn't come here to be your Saki. I came here to surrender at your lotus feet. Please eternally accept me as your Dasi." Then Radharani began to describe her prema. What you describe as Krishna's faults, his restlessness, his unreliability, his thoughtlessness, his lack of chastity. The reason that you think that this is Krishna's faults is because you haven't got a drop of prema. Anyone who has prema knows that these are not Krishna's faults at all. These are Krishna's good qualities. And nobody has such qualities as Krishna. Neither Ram, nor Narayan, nor Nrsimha, nor any incarnation has such qualities as Krishna, that he is fully qualified to have so many gopi lovers. And if he didn't do these things, like apparently leave me for another gopi, I couldn't have attained these very high states of love, like prema, sneha, man, rag, anurag, bhav, mahabhav, rud, adi rud, madanatya mahabhav, in modan and madan. I couldn't have attained these states if Krishna didn't have these good qualities. When Krishna left me, after Shringarvad, after he decorated me, and he left me, why was this? It was because I told Krishna, here we are, enjoying alone. This is all Radharani in this very, very place is explaining this to Krishna. I told Krishna, here we are enjoying alone, and my Sakis, who are as qualified as I am, they're qualified to be group leaders just like me, you Tesris, like Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, and others. They've given up all that to simply serve our pastimes. So how can I enjoy in this pastime with you without them? I want them to also be here to relish our pastimes. This was going on in my mind, Radharani is telling Krishna, disguised as a demigoddess. And Krishna, Radharani is saying, Krishna was thinking not of my gopis, but of the Vipavsha gopis, like Chandravali, Saibya, Vajra, Palya. He was thinking of them, that if they come here and see us together alone, they'll become angry and envious, go home, and there won't be any Rasa Leela. And that's why Krishna left me, just for a moment. Why? Because they were thinking that their love is just as great as mine. And they had some pride. So Krishna wanted to destroy their pride so that they would appreciate and understand that I'm the greatest lover of Krishna, that I'm not different from Krishna due to my love for him. And thus, the Rasa dance will go on with that thinking. And he also wanted to please my mind, to satisfy my mind. He wanted to establish me as supreme. And that's why he left me, just for a very short time. Moreover, when he's with any other gopi, the only thing that he's thinking about is his previous pastimes with me. Then, the demigoddess disguised Krishna said, well, you say that you understand the mind of Krishna, and that actually everything that you do, like your display of man, is just to please Krishna, and everything that Krishna does is to please you. Well, I don't believe it. if it was the case that everything that Krishna does makes you happy, everything that Krishna does is your happiness, and then Gurudev quoted the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Srimati Radhika, said that if Krishna wants to give me unhappiness, that is my greatest happiness. If Krishna loves another gopi, and that gopi is angry with Krishna, then I would go to her house, take her hand, and bring her to Krishna. Because if Krishna's happiness is to give me unhappiness, that is my greatest happiness. So now this demigod disguised Krishna told Radhika, I don't believe you. If you're happy with whatever Krishna does, because you understand his mind, as you say, then why were you weeping so bitterly when he left you after Shringar Ghat? So she said, well, I can't help it. Because of Krishna's attractive power, I'm overwhelmed by him. And in a moment's separation,
Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadvaktaya Namo Namah. আমরা গুরু বৈষ্ণবগণে আনুগত্যে যে স্থানে উপস্থিত হয়েছি, এই হলো যা বট, যে বট অর্থাৎ যা বট, সেই বটতলায়, এই বটতলায় এই স্থানে, এই স্থানকে বলা হয় যাবট, রাধা রানীর শ্বশুর বাড়ি। আয়ান ঘোষ আর জটিলা কুটিলা তো এই বাড়ি। তো এই স্থানে বৃষভানু মহারাজ রাধা রানীকে বিবাহ দেন। আপনারা জানেন কোন কল্পে বিবাহ হয়েছে, কোন কল্পে হয় নাই, কোন কল্পে তিনি কুমারী থেকে যান, আবার কোন কল্পে কৃষ্ণের সঙ্গে বিবাহ দেওয়ার জন্য কেবল বাগদত্তা বলেন, মানে বচন দেওয়া হয়ে গেছে, সগাই পর্যন্ত হয়ে গেছে, পাকা দেখা হয়ে গেছে, এখন বিবাহ হয় নাই, এমন ভাবে কথাগুলি আছে। কিন্তু এই স্থানে আমাদের গোস্বামীগণ, গৌড়ীয় গোস্বামীগণ রাধারানীর বিবাহটি দেখিয়েছে। রাধারানীর অভিমন্যুর সঙ্গে জানি আয়ান ঘোষের সঙ্গে বিবাহ দেখিয়ে এক প্রকারে কৃষ্ণের সঙ্গে প্রেমের পরাকাষ্ঠা, সেই পরকীয় প্রেমকে দেখিয়েছে। কৃষ্ণের প্রতি যে রাধারানীর একান্ত অনুরাগ কখন থেকেই, যখন থেকে তিনি ছোট্ট বালিকা ছিলেন, 2.5 বছরের বালিকা, সেই সময় থেকে কৃষ্ণের প্রতি তাহার অনুরাগ পরাকাষ্ঠা বেড়েই চলেছে। তাহা বিন্দু মাত্র কোনদিন হ্রাস হয় নাই। এখানে বিবাহ হলে কি হবে? কৃষ্ণের সঙ্গে সর্বক্ষণ তাহার অনুরাগ প্রেম প্রতি পরাকাষ্ঠা ছিল। এই স্থান থেকে প্রতিদিন সকালবেলা স্নান করে শৃঙ্গার ধারণ করে কুন্দলতা আসেন, রাধারানীকে আমন্ত্রণ দিয়ে জটিলার কাছে বলে গিয়ে রাধারানীকে নিয়ে তিনি নন্দগ্রামে নিয়ে যান। যশোদা মা কোলে তুলে আদর করেন, সেইখানে রান্না করেন। আবার যখন কৃষ্ণ গোচারণে যান, তখন গোপীগণ সূর্য পূজার ছলে এই স্থান থেকে তাহারা বেরিয়ে চলে যান। অপরাহ্ন বেলায় যখন ফিরে আসেন, তখন এইখানে আসেন, সাজ সিঙ্গার করে, মোদক ইত্যাদি তৈয়ার করে, লড্ডু ইত্যাদি তৈয়ার করে নন্দগ্রামে পাঠান। রাধারানী উপরে বসে কৃষ্ণের জন্য সর্বক্ষণ চিন্তা করেন। উপরে একটি বসবার স্থানও দেখা যায় যে চরণ চিহ্ন বানিয়ে রেখেছে। তো সর্বক্ষণ কৃষ্ণের চিন্তায় তিনি নিমগ্ন থাকেন। এই স্থানে প্রায় করে কৃষ্ণ আসেন।
এইখানে ছিল একটি বদরী বৃক্ষ, সেই কুলের গাছ। কুলের গাছে বসে বসে কুহু কুহু আওয়াজ করতেন। আবার এইখানে সারা রাত্রি তিনি বদরে বৃক্ষ ক্রোড়ে রাত্রির গমিষ্যতি জাপিষ্যতি, অর্থাৎ বদরে বৃক্ষ গোড়েতে সারা রাত্রি অতিবাহিত করলেন। বললেন যখন আওয়াজ দেন দরওয়াজায়, টুকটুক করে একটু আওয়াজ দেন, রাধারানী উঠে আসেন ঘর থেকে, দরওয়াজা খুলতে যান, হাতের চুড়িগুলি ঝনঝন করে বেজে ওঠে।